What's cracking? It's your favorite day of the week. And that's because we got the hottest set of twins, Queen Reese and Sway Swiss, always giving you that motivation and that inspiration. So congratulations on tapping in with the twins. Hey.
It's time to tap in.
Yeah.
It's time to tap in.
Yeah.
It's time to tap in.
Tap in with the twins right now. Y'all know what time it is.
It's time to tap in.
Tap in with the twins, Queen Reese and Sway. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Tapping with the twins. What episode is this one?
This episode 7.
7. Spread your legs, partner. Uh-oh. We can't even play with him. Oh, damn, we can't play with his songs. Listen.
What, did you just do a Kirk Franklin?
No.
Oh.
That was R. Kelly, boo.
Oh.
That was definitely I'm mad you made me say the name.
I didn't even catch what you said. So I just was thinking about that recent thing where the guy tried to remix Kirk Franklin's gospel song. I don't know. I thought you went.
Rain, you talking about the Rain song. Yeah, you are. I don't know.
You brought up that.
What's in your cup?
I'd rather that than who
yeah,
it was.
I know. Don't bring it back up. Don't y'all jump on me in the comments now.
Who it was, they probably didn't hear.
Don't y'all get me now.
I might have skipped on that part.
Hey, shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe and also like on YouTube. We really appreciate all our new followers, all our new subscribers. Thank y'all in advance.
Yes, appreciate y'all.
So, Twin, you know what? Last episode, actually, I meant to share with the people one of our birthday experiences, right? Listen, y'all, this was like one of the most hilarious experiences ever. Where did we go, Twin?
We went to iFly.
What is iFly?
I don't know what iFly
exactly.
is. It is skydiving now. It's a form of skydiving.
It is.
But it's in a tube. Actually, how much did he say it was? $1 billion
$2 million?
tube? $2 million tube?
Yeah, $2 million.
It's in a tube, but the experience is allegedly, I will be skydiving one day to confirm, but it's supposedly the same exact as real skydiving. So, Teresa's fiance, Sway's fiance, I call her Teresa, y'all. Sway's fiance treated us actually to a gift, to a surprise for our birthday, and it was iFly, because I know we both mentioned wanting to do that just over the past year or whatever. So she surprised us and we went to iFly, and I think the reality set in when we got there. I know I definitely was a little nervous. Were you?
I was like, you can't surprise us with this type of experience. I need like a 48-hour warning. I'm all cool, calm. Honestly, y'all, I thought we were going to get a massage. So when we hit that little corner over there on South Cobb, I was like, where are we going? I'm like, oh, hold on. I need a few hours to prepare for this. I already don't do heights. Me and Twin, we do not ride carnival rides.
Right.
We don't play with heights. So I don't even understand how she wants to skydive. And I don't understand what made me one day say, oh, I want to try that. Because clearly my fiance took note and scheduled it. But it was definitely a surprise, right? And like, I really wish, I'm going to see if we could try to get a clip. No,
yeah.
I don't even.
No, we got to put a clip. First of all,
I posted a snippet on my Instagram, but it's like the good part.
Exactly.
It's like my third time in. And I edited it like a mug.
I'm sorry, I'm just fiending to say what I got to say.
First of all, Twin went in first. I was like, Twin, please, like, just go first so I could just see, you know, how it goes, and maybe I can come in and learn from your experience. So Twin is always just like down for whatever. So Twin went in first. And let me tell y'all, oh my goodness, y'all. I'm still scarred. We still randomly laugh at this.
So
you hear me?
hard.
Listen, Twin mouth was like literally picture like a super powerful fan. I'm talking about one that like will literally almost blow a baby away.
Yes.
Facing your mouth. Twin, like the movies, y'all, her mouth was so like, I can't even do it. Her mouth was like, it was full of so much air, y'all. It was so hilarious seeing Twin's face. Like, and she was so serious, but her mouth was just like, yo, it was unbelievable.
You look serious too. They didn't tell me to open or close my mouth. I really didn't know what to do. I feel like when I closed it, I was about to die. Hell, I'm like, so then when I opened it, it's like, I didn't know what to do. And all I could see was in the tube, her cracking up laughing. Because she was in tears.
Yeah, I was literally rolling, seeing my twin face like that. Like, I didn't even know her mouth could do that, y'all. It was unbelievable. Like, but I was confused because I was like, nah, damn, I know we just saw a couple people go in there and nobody else looked like that. So I'm trying to understand why twin mouth looked like that. So I was super concerned, y'all. So
I remember you said before your time to go, you was more scared of looking how I looked than going.
Yo, that was so real. I was like, I really just prayed that I don't look like you, sis. Like, your mouth was going crazy with the wind.
Stop.
So I go in, right, y'all.
Please tell the truth. Let's keep it a buck here. The real the funniest part of it all.
Yo, listen. I was so focused on trying to make sure my mouth didn't look like hers. So my mouth was so like militant, like I was fighting to keep it like have control of it because I didn't want to look like twin, y'all, to the point where I didn't even focus on like we had went through a whole training before on how to no, it really was. It's the real reason, twin. That's how bad you looked. I was like, oh hell no.
Is that what
I don't care what happened. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like that. And they taking pictures and stuff. I was like, I ain't letting my mouth get out of control like that. So that really was my focus, I swear.
Really?
So I went in, I forgot all the little signals and the hand placements, and my legs was looking like linguine, just noodles all flying. And really in my head, I felt like I had it under control. But anyways, when I first got in there, I couldn't breathe. I signaled to get out, and I got out.
Let me just give y'all a little more visual. She went in. First of all, she dived. I don't know who told her to do that. She dived. Really went.
He said jump in it.
Well, okay. I guess. Hey.
I thought he did.
All I know, and when I tell y'all, I could not stop laughing for 24 hours in tears, especially because it's the Jada family. This the Jada family. And no, I had never saw nobody went before us. Why you talking about what nobody before us?
Yes,
did? Nobody before us.
We were waiting for.
Nobody before us got caught, asked to be pulled out. Is what I'm saying. So she gets in there. She dives in with hella confidence, which is where she started off good. Maybe a little overly confident for an inexperienced flyer. And she jumped in, and all you see was her like.
You can't even do it good. You can't even do me
good. Of
good.
course, I need wind blowing at me, and I could never make the face.
He never gave us an emergency signal because you asked for it. You was like, what's the signal if we want to get out? And he was like, you don't get out or some joke, but he never gave us a signal. So yes, it was funny, y'all. I remember like he said it was gonna be like if you're in a car and you stick your head out. It's like that times 20. It's more like if you're in an airplane and you stick your head out. Like you really can't breathe. And I remember feeling like I was literally about to pass out because I could not breathe and I was trying to thug it out for my fiance. Like, she brought us here, suck it up. If twin went through it, I'm like, damn, but why can't I breathe? I got breathing problems or something, heart issues or something. I need to go to the doctor after this. Y'all, I could not breathe. And then it was just a split second where I was like, okay, bitch, you about to pass out. And I just tried to spin myself around and scream for the instructor.
You
like,
actually did.
I was like, and he got me out and messed up my bun. And he got me out, and I remember looking at my twin rolling on the floor laughing. So then I had to look at my fiance who's looking like, you better get your ass back in there. I was like, dang, man. Like, I really was like, man, dang. I got to just try to thug it out. And the reality of it is, ain't nobody died. There's been several people signing up for this. So I can get through it. I just got to figure out how. So I went back in, y'all. And when I tell you, it was a cool experience. But if you don't like nobody playing with your breathing and stuff like that, don't do it. Because even when he took us all the way up to the top and he turned it up, he cranked it up, the air, I really could not breathe. Every time I was just like, when we went up, I just said a little prayer, like, please don't faint.
Yeah.
No, it came down, like, just trying to thug it out.
It's like you fighting and you couldn't even enjoy it because you're trying to fight to stay alive almost.
Exactly.
Like I remember just like, well, this is the position they have you get in with your hands like this, right? So I just remember being like this and just, after the second time when I learned to close my mouth, that's pretty much how I was lifting. The funniest, I just want to reiterate the fact that she said I was the one that asked the instructor, what's the signal for let me out? And I got laughed at. And look who needed to use it.
Really?
She made up her own signal.
You had to reiterate that?
I had to reiterate that.
But what was the signal for relax? You remember? Look at you. That's one you used with your son. I'm talking about the one at the place. No, right, chill. Right. I'm talking about the one, it was like this. Because he was doing this in my face the whole time, like, relax. I remember seeing Nick signal the whole time, like, relax.
Meanwhile, she trying to spin herself.
But you know what's crazy?
This nigga trying to exit on her own. She's knowing it's a certain way to exit. He trying to tell her calm down. She trying to spin herself around to get to the exit door.
Let me tell you how confused it was, though, because when he first, even though we went through the training, when he first was giving me the signal right here, I thought he was saying good shit. So I'm like, ooh, I'm doing good. I'm like, totally, dude. We're rocking out. Let's go. I'm flying. And then I thought about it afterwards, like, oh, that's the relaxing. Like, calm your ass down.
Bro.
It was so funny, y'all. We died laughing at it for so
This is the perfect time to have tissue. I don't
long.
know.
Are those tears from laughing?
Yes. I'm really just having a Replay. You
Listen, we'd be at home and I laugh and Chantel be like, what? And I'd be like, nothing. She'd be like, what? I'm like, you just wouldn't understand. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm laughing at the iFly. See? Right. Like, you won't get it. We're going to be laughing at this forever. Like, it was hilarious, y'all. So if you want to get a good laugh, and it was a cool experience, definitely check out iFly. My homie Ebo, I'm going to put her information in there, but she has pretty good discounts. She works there. I think she might be like a manager or something. But she can get you a pretty good deal if y'all want to try it out. So, shout out to Chantel. By the way, my fiance, you will hear Twin refer to her as Chalk.
I know.
Because she used to be she still is a bartender. She does private events. We'll put her information down there as well if you have like birthdays and stuff like that. Right. But her bartending nickname is Chocolate. And her real name is Chantel. Her middle name is Shelly Ann. So some of us call her Shelly. Some people call her Chantel. And some people call her Chalk or Chocolate. So you may have heard us say all four. It's all my fiance.
Yeah, right. Yes, thanks again. That was super dope and hella memorable. I know I will never, ever, 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 ever forget the fact that my sister had to get pulled out the tube.
And I will never, ever erase that visual in my mind that I have of your mouth about to blow off, your lips about to blow off your face. I will never forget it.
Stop.
Y'all, we was really on the floor in there rolling, like tears rolling, like trying to control ourselves. Like, it was unbelievable.
It was.
That was fun, though. We had a pretty cool
I was a little nauseous afterwards, which is one reason why we don't do height stuff, because we do get real nauseous with carnival rides and stuff like that. But
yes, I hate that.
So it wasn't too bad, though. It was definitely bearable. But
I don't even understand people who ride carnival rides, though. Like, you get a thrill out of really scaring the shit out of yourself.
Right.
Like, that's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
When Twin and I go, we do the bumper cars and we spend about $200 trying to win a $20 stuffed animal. That's how we get it. We know it.
Winning.
You do. You know how like the sucky person always just gets lucky?
I always make that
like
shot.
That's Twin. Like she always would just throw a ugly shot. Like I'm all dribbling trying to get my form right, and Twin to be like,
I always had
and make it and get the teddy bear, and I'm like, what the hell?
I was overlooked. That's just how it goes. I always had a jumper.
You did. You really did. It was mad old school, but it went in at the end of the day.
Might hit the backboard, but
it went in. Right.
The last bear I won, it did hit the backboard.
It might hit the backboard from the side.
Right. But
that's true. But it's going in. You hear me?
Anyways.
Anyway.
I know. I just been seeing lately in the blogs a lot lately the whole like Lil Baby and Jada
Lord.
thing. I know you done probably
seen
it. You know. And
yes.
it's just interesting. I just kind of wanted to bring it up because it's just super interesting, you know. And unfortunately, you know, being in the limelight and being a celebrity, everybody's super opinionated. Your whole life is exposed. Yes. Which gives people the opportunity to be super opinionated. But I know that this isn't the first or second or third time Lil Baby's been accused of cheating. And, you know, I know a lot of people mention Jada stand for different reasons and how she feels about it, how they're, you know, they assume it's whether it's because of money or fame or whatever the case is. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about just that whole little topic, like, you know.
Cheaters? Is that what you're talking about?
Cheaters, yeah.
Cheaters.
We should have had the whole little drop that Cheaters intro right here. No.
The song? We used to love that show.
I know.
Little scripted show.
Right.
Scripted show.
Right.
It was like it started out like was it Maury that they used to do all the fighting?
Jerry.
And then Jerry started to be scripted. But at first I think Jerry was like real. No, and it started to be scripted. Same thing with Cheaters.
They started bucking
because it'd be crazy now. But yes, that's an interesting topic. Cheaters.
I know.
How many of us know them? Cheaters.
Right. They're everywhere.
We're never there. They might be in this room.
We're not cheaters.
I might be sitting next to one.
Sagittarius. No, not me. I actually have never ever cheated. And you know what? I actually have never even had the desire to. And some people might think I'm lying about that. Like, you know, I may have been in a relationship and I may have saw somebody handsome or, you know, and thought they looked handsome, whatever the case is. But when I'm really into somebody, I'm like super, super, super into them. And it's like I don't even really see nothing else. Like, and I don't even want nothing else. All I want is my baby. So it's really easy for me to be faithful, to be honest. But I know that shit is rare. And,
we're twins. I say the exact same things and I feel the exact same things, and I also have not cheated.
You liar! I just feel like saying that.
I have not cheated. But I know. But what's your definition of cheating, though? We talking about just sex?
Right. No, I'm not just talking about no penetration.
Okay. What's cheating?
I'm talking. Well, to me, cheating is just entertaining anybody in a way that is not cool, and whatever that means. Like, and I say that to say that doesn't mean, because I don't feel like that means because you're in a relationship you can't talk to someone of the opposite sex. I have a couple male friends that are really good friends that maybe in the past have said some little inappropriate shit, and I shut it down, and so they know, but would never say nothing, and I wouldn't even let them disrespect me or my relationship. But I know that sometimes that can go left, and sometimes if the man is being flirtatious or inappropriate, then and you're entertaining it, I think that is a form of cheating. Of course, being actually intimate with someone sexually is definitely cheating, and even planning to, because a lot of people I feel like get caught right before the meetup and say, I wasn't even gonna do nothing. I wasn't even gonna. I just.
I swear I wasn't gonna meet up with her, man.
Right. Well, not gonna happen. Oh, you was leaning, working on it. It just hadn't happened yet.
Right.
But
So even if it's just inappropriate conversations on like social media, because people like to say it's just social media, y'all be tripping on social media.
I hate that.
So what is social media? A platform that there's no rules, no restrict, you just go and do whatever. I mean, social media is still life. You know what I mean? Not necessarily all real life. It's a lot of capping, but it's still life. You know what I mean? So you still have to respect your relationship on social media.
Exactly. Agreed.
I don't understand why people think you're exempt
Unfortunately, I feel like social media has made it worse, and I say that hesitantly because at the end of the day, we all have control over what we choose to do, and having self-control, which is what I feel like a lot of men lack, which is why they cheat. But it just doesn't help how easy social media makes it, I think.
What you mean? Because you just scroll and see some booty and stuff? Because you can just scroll and see something?
I mean, you can just really log on there and you can find anything. True. You can buy it, you can fry it, you can... I mean, but I'm saying you can definitely, men are exposed to a lot more different women to have the temptation, the desire, and the opportunity to even reach out and be thirsty, as they say. And, just, not that everybody's giving them a chance, but it's just a lot more opportunity, I feel like, in both ways.
More access to more women.
Right.
You don't even have to leave the house now.
Right. And like I said, even access to between OnlyFans and all this other stuff. I mean, like I said, you really can buy it. Not that you can't without social media, but social media definitely makes it easy to find the type that you'd like to buy, or whatever services you'd like to pay for.
Or you can just go to Vegas and walk up the strip.
Nah, that part too.
They offer you all kind of booty when you're just walking up the strip.
No, that part too.
And
it's always been sites and stuff before. I know Craigslist used to be cray.
Listen.
But so I mean, at the end of the day, I guess the opportunity is always there, and if that's what you desire to do, you're gonna do it. But social media just maybe makes it more tempting. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's all about self-control. I think we all can be in a relationship and still see somebody we're attracted to, or that we may even, I don't know what other word I'd say other than attracted, but that we just maybe have a slight little moment. But at the end of the day, it's about having self-control and understanding that what's worth it and what's not. And, is a few minutes of satisfaction and quick gratification worth a long-term effect, And I'm sure most of us know, once trust is broken, it is just ridiculously hard to repair. Why Jada...
Go ahead, what you about to say?
No, I was just about to get into the whole Jada thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about it. I was just
going to state my opinion on why I think she stays. For one, I think, I can't judge her. I done stayed with men who done did some bullshit too, so I can't judge her. I think the reason most women stay is because we have hope. We see this potential, which I can't stand that word now, but we see this potential that that they'll change, thinking that maybe if I leave them alone for a moment, because I've even done that, left for a minute and thinking that they'll change. And then honestly, in very few cases, some men do change once they realize what they got and it's gone, or, they will change. But who knows why she's staying? I know that the money probably helps, but at the end of the day, I know Jada has, to my knowledge, been pretty successful even prior to, and even still now. So I can't say that she'll just be out here flat on her ass if she left him. I don't see that being the case at all. But I think some of it is just being young and just kind of going through the motions, as we all do, dealing with cheaters, as we all have dealt with. And I'm sure that if he continues to do that, I believe that she would leave, because I just sense that about her.
How many more times do you think it's gonna take?
I think now she is starting to hit her a little bit more. I think, because prior to this, I feel like they was at a real good place and a real good high. And I think that they had got through some stuff, as a lot of relationships do. Not that that's the way to go, because I don't think you have to go through a bunch of bullshit to ultimately get where you need to be in a relationship. But
Right.
yeah, I think, from some of the tweets she's made recently, I feel like it's hitting her a little bit differently.
Me
Where
too,
she
I
may
agree.
just be like, you know what, okay, I keep thinking he gonna change. Maybe she tried to be understanding that the fact that this is Lil Baby, he can get anything he wanted. Maybe she just tried to understand. I'm sure he probably finessed her with some sweet words along with some other shit. But all women eventually leave for the most part. Not all.
I about to say.
Not all, because not all end up loving
don't know,
themselves
son.
enough to do that. Because ultimately, I feel like that's what it comes down to: loving yourself enough, and/or feeling like you can't do it without a man, or a spouse rather. Because or mate rather, because some people are staying in relationships because of what a person can do for them, and they're scared to get out and do things on their own, so they stick with the person for the benefits that they bring.
Absolutely. I definitely think this time hit her differently because, like you said, they were doing good. And that's the thing, though. Some people hate to see you doing good. You know what I mean? And I think that porn star saw that it was just being a hater because she really had no reason to come out about it. But at the end of the day, Lil Baby should not have been participating in those type of interactions. I don't... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I'm curious to know if... and when she'll ever leave too, because this isn't the first, second, third. It might be like the fourth, fifth time. And I mean, I don't know. I think some people who date celebrities should kind of have an expectation that they're probably going to cheat. Like, you remember, was it Toya and Memphis or somebody? Whoever he was dating gave him 2 or 3 passes to cheat, right? And I'm like, do you really think that works? If you give him 2 to 3 passes, you think he's going to be like, oh, this is 3. I cannot go past 3. I got to wait until next year. No, he going to be like, he only going to count the 3 that you catch if you even catch him. Right. You know what I mean? But, I think celebrity wives or girlfriends or fiancés, sad enough to say, I think that they should kind of expect it.
It's an unfortunate reality.
Because, they are throwing it at you. Like, I remember, what was that, about maybe 2 years ago? When Rhythm was on tour with Yin Yang Twins, and we talking about the Yin Yang Twins, y'all. I'm talking about super old school, the Yin Yang Twins, you hear me? But even them, 2 years ago, when I went to a show, I'm talking about, it was so many women outside, y'all, begging them to suck their dick, like right then and there, just throwing booty at them. Like, I could not believe it. They were sweaty looking, like they had just played a game. I'm talking about, and them women were ready to do it right then and there. I was so shocked, like, damn. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine when you are trying to be faithful and then it's just being thrown at you, just hit in the face, just at your door, just here, just wide open. You know what I mean? So, not an excuse, but I just think being a celebrity is super more difficult to be faithful, but it's definitely possible. You know what I mean? Like,
it takes a certain level of maturity,
exactly,
and self-control and real love, I feel like, to really make a person commit with that. Not to throw a wrench in it, I have to be honest and say, hell, sometimes I don't felt like, hell, all these niggas cheat, so why not get you a rich nigga, a rich cheater?
True.
To be honest, I've definitely had that thought before because I, despite contrary to what a lot of people think, I haven't dated anybody quote unquote rich or even just really balling for that matter that's really carried the weight or nothing like that, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not saying that I got my own, so I'm not even looking for nobody for money really, but just stating the facts that I haven't experienced that. Because I really do date people for who they are, because I feel like all the other shit, money, materialistic stuff can be gotten. So I don't really look at that. Furthermore, I got my own. But I've definitely had times where I've just thought like, damn, like at this point, if all these motherfuckers cheat, why would I not get a rich cheater then? Shit, if he gonna do it anyway, at least get the one who got the bag. But I'm not advising anyone to think like that.
I can't knock that thought, seriously, because,
there are some.
If you're gonna stay with a cheating person and they cheating, like at least get something out of it.
Right.
Like that's the least you can do. Because I know it doesn't feel good to be cheated on. So.
And that's why it's good to have your own too. And,
exactly.
So, not that I'm saying that I was saying that to depend on nobody, because again I wasn't. But just it doesn't hurt for somebody else to contribute.
Right.
But
and you know where women go wrong though too. Excuse me. They get with these ballers, right? And they just sitting around doing nothing. So when he ready to leave, they don't have nothing.
Right.
That whole time, you should be working on your own money. You know what I mean? Like doing something for yourself.
When you got help.
Exactly.
Like,
especially when you got a dude who's willing to invest in you.
Yes.
Find something for him to invest in. Don't sit around the house all day just because he's buying you stuff. You know what I mean? Find a way to generate your own income. You know what I mean? And create your own business and create your own wealth. That way, if it doesn't work out, you don't feel stuck because if he leaves you, then you have nothing. I think that's where a lot of women go wrong. Like,
Right.
stack it up. If you're going to stay there anyway, that's the least you can do. You feel me? Get something out of it.
Right.
If you're going to stay, although I encourage you just to love yourself more.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, these dudes feel salty once you really leave them, but they know that they can kind of buy women back a lot of times. You know what I mean? And it works, unfortunately, but as soon as you stand up to them, I think that it's a higher chance of them, turning their ways around and trying to be an honest, loyal partner.
Versus them knowing you're never really going nowhere.
Exactly.
What do they really have to really fear?
Right. Like, all I got to do is buy her a bag. She'll be cool. We'll be good in a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
how do you handle friends that have cheating partners, like, and keep going back? Like, how do you...
that call you all the time with the stories, like, girl, I done found this, I done found that, girl, he doing this, he doing that.
Because that's been me at one point in my career. No.
Really?
No,
Really? You was
like-
cheated on?
Well, I've been cheated on for sure, and I went back. Now,
Okay,
maybe to keep going back.
Trying to do the calculations and see who it was. Yeah, right. Text me real quick. Text me.
Right.
No. So I'd be like,
I ain't never just kept going back and I left. I left, but I over time reconsidered and went back. So I've never kept going back. I say that, but I've definitely just had somebody who kept doing bullshit that I kept calling my friend about. That maybe I suspected them.
Got him now. The chef. Wait, dated a couple of them. Hold on. Scratch that. But I know you're talking about
The pilot.
Biker Man.
The pilot. The one who flew us from.
Oh, look, I didn't catch that. My bad. You supposed to be my bad. But no, we talking about the biker. He was still a pilot flying in that bike.
No, I know.
Yeah,
No,
that's what we talking about. Okay, cool.
I mean, couple of them.
Dang.
Sadly, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you everything.
See, no, we gotta have a whole nother conversation. How are you not telling me this?
That nigga gonna pull up every time.
So we not as close as I thought we were, Reese, and I'm serious about that. How do the people get to know first, and I don't even know? No, as long as you got through it.
No, yeah, and of course you know about all the real shit, the major shit. But I'm just talking about I've been the person.
Real.
So let me just be clear. I've been the person that's just called and having a lot to say about again how not good somebody was and still sticking with them. I've been that person once before, but. A cheating partner, a friend who has a cheating partner and they keep going back. I haven't been that person, but I have been a friend of that person. And I feel like it's a catch-22 because you want to be there for them and you want to support them. We've all made mistakes. We've all, been cheated on, done stuff. It's obviously a reason why they keep going back, whether it's a weakness within them or whatever the case is. So, you just want to try to be a friend and be there. But eventually it does get played out and you just start, just wondering what to even say at that point, because you're just tired of saying the same shit, and you just look now. I mean, what's the point of even having this conversation at this point if you know you're gonna go back? What's the point of even calling me with this energy if you know you're gonna go back?
Then they get mad when you just listen and don't respond. Like, hello. Damn, you act like you ain't care. You ain't said nothing.
Don't turn up with them.
Look, you can't win sometimes. Look, I would recommend to just listen as much as possible. And still keep it real.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one time. Just say it one time and don't be repetitive. Just listen. Listen, girl, you deserve better. And you don't need to be dealing with that.
Keep encouraging and listen. Like
exactly.
you said, even when it gets tough, where you're just tired of hearing the same thing, just still be that friend because we all need it.
Exactly.
We all been at that place where we just going through it and we complaining a lot or just, having a lot to say about a spouse or just life or whatever the case is. Always remember that. When you're getting frustrated with the other person, that we've all have been that person at some point. And even if not, how if it were to be you, how you would want that same support in return.
Right.
So,
because, y'all going to butt heads, so you're going to have some shit to talk about your partner, you know what I mean? But I guess we talking specifically about cheating.
Right.
That's where you draw the line.
Right.
And so, how many times, what's the max amount of times your nigga cheated on you?
Why you have to be
and tell the truth. Like how I turned it on you?
I feel like once for sure. That I know of. That I know of or suspected.
Well, let's do both. Let's do both. Let's do both.
Because I've been with somebody else. I've been with somebody I suspected a few times. I just never had for real proof. But I really be feeling like my gut be on point. Anything I really want to find out or prove, I have been able to for the most part. But I'm trying to think. I feel like once always just really throws it off. I've dated. I went back to somebody after it happened in one time, but it just is never the same, I feel like. And that's why I say it's hard when trust is broken, especially with me. I'll just speak for myself, because some people I feel like maybe can get through it a little easier and put things in the past. That is one of my flaws, is letting certain things go, especially if it's something you did. And I don't feel like you've shown me your sympathy about it, and you've fully acknowledged your wrongdoings. That eats me up alive. But after one time, I just really, it's just the trust is so gone that anything you do, if you just breathe wrong, I'm like, who the fuck you breathing like that?
Right.
Or just, so it just be hard to come from that. And I feel like in my experiences, the couple times I have went back, I've tried to go back or tried to reconcile after one time, the man just couldn't deal with
having to earn their trust back.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
They don't even want to go through that. They think it's just snap of a finger and we're going to take it back.
I'm sorry, put it in the past. Let's move forward.
Exactly. Like, why you still on that?
Right.
Especially when they don't do the necessary things to just prove that it won't happen again, like you said. Because a lot of times that's all the partner really wants, is for you to just show them that you acknowledge it, you know what's wrong, you know it hurt them, and you don't want to do it again. And here's how I'm going to reassure you that I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to be more open with you. Not have my phone face down and just think of something to do, take you out on a date and just show you that, I'm really trying to get out of the doghouse. I really want to earn my trust back. When you do have a situation where a tempting situation, and you can prove to your spouse that you didn't take it, little stuff like that. But that's where men go wrong, is they don't want to fight out of what they created. You know what I mean? And it is really hard to gain trust back once your partner cheats. Like, it really is. You question everything. You even question what was going on before you caught them cheating. Like, this probably ain't even the first time. And you start to just make up stuff in your head. So, again, the best thing you can do is just try to reassure your partner that you're not going to do it again. Yeah. But do not be nonchalant about how they feel. You feel me? Like, acknowledge it and just put in the work to make it happen. And that's what I was going to ask. Like, can trust ever be restored, like, 100%?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do you think that it's possible? Do you think it just takes a lot of time, or...
I do.
You do?
I think that with the right person who does what you just said, reassures them, does things, you do have to kind of go out your way a little bit to reassure them that you won't do it again, which is what some people lack wanting to do.
Exactly.
But I feel like once you do that, along with put the actions behind the words and give it a little time, I feel like it can be restored and possibly make things even stronger. Or, it could go the opposite way and turn toxic. I feel like that's how a lot of relationships turn toxic when you're trying to stay. It's even if it's for the kids sometimes, I feel like a lot of parents rather, give men more opportunities or more chances or more, when you got kids involved, because you want that whole family atmosphere. But I just truly feel like that's how it really starts going toxic. So it just depends, because it's a two-player game. It takes for them to do that piece, and then it also takes for the other mate to put it in the past and really look for it.
Give them another chance. If you're going to stay and you're giving them another chance, then actually give them that chance.
Yeah.
And because it's only going to help you in the long run. It's only going to help the relationship overall. So you have to understand, unless you have hardcore proof again, or he's done something to make you uncomfortable, just try to let it go and just try to just trust him again until he proves that you can't trust him anymore. You know what I mean? But it definitely takes a balance, and it takes two people to just understand and to just work together. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's definitely harder for people who are married or have kids involved. Mm-hmm. Of course, because a divorce takes a lot of time, money, and energy, so people try to avoid it. I mean, some people just stay separated for years. Some people never get a divorce. Mm-hmm. And kids, of course, it's definitely difficult or hard on the kids when the parents separate. Mm-hmm. So I think that definitely forces a lot of people to stay in cheating relationships, abusive relationships, just unhappy relationships. And I think, that's a tough situation.
It is.
You know what I mean? Period. It's a tough situation, especially with the kids, because some kids just don't understand why their parents are separate, especially when they started out as a family, and then they're like, okay, I gotta go to mom house, dad house.
Right.
So what I would say is, my advice on that would be to just still seek your happiness. You know, at the end of the day, don't ever move that to the side. That's always the most important, no matter what. Even if you're married and you have kids. So, you know, it might be a long-term plan. It might be a situation where you just have to be a little patient before you get to your ultimate happiness, but have a plan at least. You know what I mean? First and foremost, give it time. Make sure you guys try counseling. Give it all you got, you know, so when you walk away, you won't regret anything and feel like, damn, well, maybe if we would have just did counseling, or maybe if I would have just did this, it would have worked out. Give it all you got, so when you leave, you don't feel as bad about it.
Right.
You feel me?
Agreed.
And definitely just having that plan, you know? It might be a 2-year plan. It might be like, okay, when the kids get out of middle school in 2 years or whatever, but you don't have to, I don't think you should stay in a situation that you're unhappy with, or you're being abused or anything like that because you're married and you have kids. It's super unfortunate, and the ideal family is married with kids, but
what good are you doing the kids if it's a whole unhappy environment at that point too? And then can your kids really be happy if they see you're not happy?
That part. Like,
as much as
life is short. Don't waste no time. Don't spare your happiness. You should never have to sacrifice your happiness for anybody. I'm talking about family, parents, kids, anybody. You feel me? Like, I mean, you know what I mean with kids. You in control, so you know how to make sure your kids still happy while you maintain your happiness, because it starts with you. But I don't think you should ever sacrifice your happiness. I don't care how long you've known somebody, or none of that. But
Agreed.
Definitely. So, man, you know, I'm curious to see what Jada's gonna do. I know Lil Baby about to buy a bunch of shit for her, but I'm sure after a while it does get tired, and it gets embarrassing because all the women attack her.
Right.
You feel me? And then what's crazy to me though, is how women be proud to cheat with somebody else's man. Like, that girl was proud to be like, yep, I took that dick. Like, she was so proud. And it's like, you don't have no shame. Like, you're excited about that. Like,
right.
What's wrong?
Even though we're talking about a whole porn star, but no, you know, no offense to all porn stars, because some maybe really do treat it as just a job and have respect in every other way. So I don't want to act like every porn star is like that. You know any porn stars?
Nope, you do, clearly. I see you defending them. I see you a little attorney
I know
for
one
them.
was trying to get at me tough. I had to let look. Well, I was going to say little shorty, but she was not little. But I had to let Big Mama know. No. She was
nope, I don't know any porn stars.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, and just to the point of stop being so opinionated about people's relationships, what they're going through. You know, and that's why it's good sometimes to not share everything. Like, even with your family, to be honest, like when you're going through stuff, because, and I say that hesitantly because you want to, I know I tell my twin everything, but, you know, sometimes family can hold grudges with stuff. So, you know, a man might have did something, you might have been in the heat of the moment, you might have, you know, told the family about it and even been really upset about it, and the family even saw you upset about it and saw how it affected you. But then for whatever reason, you decide to go back. We've all done it. We all make mistakes. We all, you know. And sometimes the family just can't get past it. So sometimes they still see that person in that same light, and they just looking like, you motherfucker. Right. So the energy is just never the same. And or they may be looking at you like, well, what you doing? And you stupid and you blah, blah, blah. And in all reality, we all, for the most part, have been through it and done it. But it's just different when it's somebody else. And it's just different when, you know, you're seeing your loved one being hurt and things like that. It's just different. But just try to think about that more and be more understanding of when other people are going through it, that we all go through it. It's all stupid. It all sucks. It's all something we want to get past. Nobody likes it.
They say your family will never forgive your partner the way you will. No. And that shit is so true.
That is true.
You hear me?
Like, that is very true.
So you better think about it before you go run and tell her mama what happened. Because she going to be looking at you pissed. And then y'all going to have some tension for a week or two. Even though, you know, as family members and parents, we should just understand that happens. You know, one of your relatives may come to you and share a story with you, and they might turn around tomorrow and be out to dinner with them.
Don't judge.
Don't judge. And like you said, stop being so opinionated. Like, the people who just now, I know that girl, Miss London or whoever, cheated with Lil Baby, was a porn star, but there are several women that cheat with celebrities that are not porn stars, that don't have anything going for themselves, and that's, I think, why they try to get clout off of it. You know what I mean? They try to get hush money, but they are still proud about it, and it's just...
It makes some of them feel good, I think, to be like,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like... And that's just a young mentality, I guess, I feel like, and a not, you know, somebody who just isn't fully in tune and in love with their self, I think, to even feel like, you know, because I'm sure everybody's younger days, we've all had that one little celebrity crush, or just that we kind of, may have thought about.
They call it rich nigga dick. They do. They really do.
Well, I need
Like,
some rich nigga dick.
They do. And women really go crazy over it. They like, look, I just want some rich nigga dick, and they'll just take that. Like that lady who cheated with Lil Baby, she made a post and she said he ain't say 2 full sentences to me and came in and blew my back out. Like, and you're happy?
Right.
This man even look you. He don't care nothing about a piece of meat. You a piece of meat.
But clearly takes
proud
pride
about
in
it. Proud about it.
Who
You know
knows what
Like,
inner issues she dealing with to even,
us as women, we should just stand more. Like we want our men to be more loyal and faithful, but then we do shit like this, like cheating with married men,
right?
like
Creeping and sneaking on the low and actually helping them cheat.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you know that you wouldn't want that done to you, or you know that you want love, and we just make it ultimately harder and harder because we're just making it easier for the men, and it's just a terrible cycle that I wish we would break. Definitely.
Seriously.
Shout out to all the loyal people out there.
Shout out to all 3 of y'all.
Love.
All 3 of y'all. It's only 3 of y'all out there, I'm sure.
Yes.
Me and 2 other. Or you twin.
Right.
Yep.
Don't ever
Okay,
X
well, it's
me
only
out,
one more person.
Girl. And this rich bitch putting up. But seriously, shout out to those that value love, value and appreciate a good person. Understand what it takes to be in a relationship, compromising, and just really,
right.
It can only be a beautiful thing when you partner with the right person, and it's rare, honestly, to really find real love and real loyalty these days. So if you have it, don't take it for granted. Appreciate it.
Definitely. So, since we're speaking about relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I had a guy come and install my okay, here we go. Story time with Sway, right? Ain't did that in a minute. But I had a guy come and install a TV at one of the salons, right? And clearly his girlfriend had dropped him off, because as soon as he came in, he was like, "Hey, Sway, man, do you think relationships like mess up your success? Like, do you think it has anything to do with, how successful you are in relationships?" I'm thinking in my head like, well, clearly they just got into it. Right. We walked in, that's the first thing he said. And I was like, dang, that's a good question. I mean, I think it depends. It depends on the relationship. It depends on the 2 people. I definitely think that it can. I think it definitely can affect one's success. If you don't have the right support system and the right partner, if you don't have someone that's encouraging and understands what your career may take, or, just how you move through life and your goals, and they don't support you, I definitely think that it can negatively affect the relationship. But on the reverse side, it can also positively affect the relationship.
Exactly.
And just add to your life and really motivate you and, take you to that next level.
Right. Because as I always say, the right relationship is supposed to elevate you. So if it's the right relationship, I personally couldn't imagine just what I'm doing alone, which is, I feel like it's not enough, but it's grand to some people. But I could not imagine just having somebody to uplift me, a mate, because I got my family all day, but a mate to, uplift me, push me, pour into me, and vice versa, because that's actually what I keep doing and not getting in return. But that can only make me a better woman, like overall in every sense of the word. So I see that with the right relationship with me, I see that making me just even more successful.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Wouldn't that be just such an awesome feeling if your partner, the one you lay with every day and make love to, and if they really believed in you and just made you feel good and encourage you every day? Like, I'm sure that's such a great, I mean, it is a great feeling. I experience it. It is a great feeling. Like, really, in my relationship right now, it's amazing. Like, my baby's not the type that takes action. She might not be like the business startup person or the business owner or the entrepreneur per se, but she definitely encourages me and helps motivate me. And I got so much stuff going on. I'm always running around. So, and that's why I really love my fiance, because I've had relationships where they're like questioning me everywhere I go, just not trusting when I am meeting with people and stuff like that. And when I tell you, my fiance never ever questions me. Like, if I did cheat on her, she wouldn't even know. That's how much she trusts me.
That shit ain't happening though. Right. Cut and cut.
I'm definitely never will, but I joke with her all the time. I'll be like, because sometimes I'll be gone for like 3 hours. I think I said this on one of the episodes. I'll be gone for a couple hours and she'll never even text me, ask me where I'm at. I'll be mad. Like, so you don't care where I'm at? Like, you ain't worried about what I'm doing?
You into the money.
No, but she really trusts me. Like, it's unbelievable. And it's such a good feeling to not have to feel like your partner doesn't trust you, especially when you are being honest and trustworthy.
Because if
like,
you're
that's
the
the
type
worst.
of cheating ass motherfucker, then
Exactly.
you can understand why she don't trust
Exactly.
you. You're giving her every reason to.
Exactly. But my partners used to be like that when I wasn't doing anything. I was super loyal, and I remember it just being so discouraging. Like, ugh, I don't like this. Like, damn, I'm sitting here doing the right thing. Might as well, go and cheat. But definitely, like, having a fiance that just motivates me. She might not know how to do what I'm doing, but she knows how to motivate me. She knows how to get me going for the day and make sure my energy is right. Make sure, food is cooked. Laundry done, house is clean. She'll run errands for me. If I do have an emergency at the salon, she'll go do it for me on top of her being a mother as well. She does have a son, and she does her side gigs with bartending and stuff like that. But I couldn't ask for a better partner for what I'm doing. Right. She definitely understands and respects if I have a last minute meeting. She doesn't even question who I'm meeting with or anything. Like, she totally supports me, and it's just like the best thing ever. And I can't imagine somebody at the time where I'm at in my life, somebody that just didn't trust me and just bugged me about every little thing that I'm doing. It would just drive me crazy. You feel me?
And not pouring into you, because like you said, I mean, if it's the complete opposite, if you're in a relationship where you really feel like your mate is draining you, like, that's just not how it's supposed to feel. I'm just here to tell you. Now, obviously, relationships require some type of work, and which a lot of people think it doesn't, but it does require some type of work and effort. But I've definitely been in a relationship where I just feel like it just totally, and let me say, relationships are just naturally somewhat of a distraction. So you have to know how to control that and just find the medium, I guess. But I've definitely been in a relationship where I felt like the guy was just very draining, didn't pour into me, was just pulling out of me, which ultimately prevented me from doing everything I had planned in life. I feel like my businesses was delayed. Just a lot of things that I wanted to do I wasn't doing because I was so caught up in this motherfucker. Whether it was me just wondering if he was cheating, and just to keep it real, whether it was me checking his page or just checking this, wondering what he doing, back when I was doing that dumb shit. Or just, just my nerves not feeling good because I don't know what he's doing. And, or when he comes, he's just a distraction because all he want to do is sit, smoke weed, and watch TV and don't really want to do nothing, pertaining to getting money. That shit really can drain you and just throw you off track. So whether it's a friend, a mate, a roommate, you know what I'm saying? That energy around, period, is just not good. So a relationship should never be pulling you down and draining you. It is supposed to elevate you, as I will always continue to say. So just wanted to say that before we wrap up.
Facts. And sometimes, look, it may be time for you, or not time for you to be in a relationship, and it might be time for you to just focus on self-development, on yourself, you know what I mean? And let a relationship come to you. That's what I've been telling Twin a little bit lately, y'all. I'm like, look, Twin, just focus on yourself, and a relationship going to hit you in the head. You know what I mean? When you least expect it. So,
and it's not always easy to let go of somebody you love, and you can't help who you love. So I understand all that. But sometimes it is necessary, though, to let go of somebody that you even do still love.
Very difficult, but necessary.
Right.
But you're doing something great. If it's a little difficult, if you're a little uncomfortable, you shifting. So do what you got to do.
Yes.
So what about when you break up now?
Right.
Now these breakups, listen.
Right.
First of all, it's been too many things in the news with breakups leading to like murders and stuff like that, which is screwed up, right? I think we mentioned that. But like, people always ask like, how do you move on and be happy? Like, first of all, I don't think I think that's a broad question. I don't think there's one way to do it. But everybody asks because everybody wants to do it. We all just want to move on. Like, if we could pay to just move on and let go of this hurt, we would do it. You feel me? So we're always just trying to figure out what to do, So actually, I'll start with you, Twin. Like, how do you think you move on from a relationship? And that's still just even broad because it depends on the relationship too, right?
Asking me, hell, you tell me shit.
Listen, I don't think anybody is an expert. If you really cared about the relationship, it's
how do you
difficult.
move on? Move it on. You just got to move on.
Don't tell nobody that when they're going through it. They're going to be like, well, damn, gee, thanks. I mean, what does that mean?
Right. No,
what does that mean, Twin?
I don't know. I think it just takes self-control. I feel like you really got to focus on yourself and really let it go, which just isn't easy. And to be honest, I mean, it doesn't help to, I don't know if I should say this, but get a new friend. I've definitely believed that just other distractions can throw you off. But I hesitate. Let me just keep it real. I'm just being honest, because in the same breath, I don't want you to feel like you run into somebody to fulfill your needs or get whatever you need, because sometimes it's necessary to take a break and really get yourself together, honestly and truly. But I'm just keeping it real as I do. Sometimes I know I personally wish, like, damn, I wish I just had a new number in my phone, because it would just take my attention away from this motherfucker who, you know, I ain't talking to nobody, so I still got the doors open for this motherfucker. But just finding something that makes you happy, doing a project, just doing something to get your mind off of it, because I feel like that's where we go wrong. We sitting and we dwelling on it, we thinking about it, we get sad, we just wondering, we all type of stuff. So finding something to just keep you busy and just knowing that you will get through it. Life does go on. Life does go on.
Yeah, right.
You will be looking back at it momentarily, you know, wondering what the hell you was even doing. Like, why you're gonna be questioning that you even dated the motherfucker at that point. But then just give it patience and time. Time heals the most wounds. I know they say all, but
now let me give it to y'all raw. That was 20 being nice, and you're gonna be struggling for a long time. Okay, listen. If you gotta block him on Instagram, social media, block his ass. If you gotta block the number, block the number. Because, you know, a lot of times they will throw you off when you're trying to move on. They'll send you a text or something, and you gotta tell them, look, I need time. Because, you know, we're still, like, a little sensitive. We're naive, you know what I mean? Like, so then, you know, when they send you a message and they trying to, even if it's just them saying have a good day, just seeing their name sometimes sets you back. You feel me? So sometimes you have to really remove yourself and block shit. You have to be intentional. So it really may mean you blocking them.
right.
And on Facebook, Instagram, their phone number,
Seriously.
and really taking a break. Because I think that's a big thing. Like letting them keep coming in and distracting you and setting you back. No. Talk to them and reach out to them when you're ready. Tell them that. And if they don't respect it, that's when we block it. You feel me? I know a lot of times we want to go to look at their Instagram and stuff like that and see what they're up to. See if we're missing out on something. Don't do it.
It's so easier.
You're only gonna be happy if you see him laying there with a broken leg and bleeding.
Right.
That's all. Then you're gonna be like, yeah, that nigga still fell off.
Right.
Listen,
because
because
like, hey, you gonna be
listen.
sick.
Because if you just see him smiling, you're gonna feel some kind of way. Like, oh, he happy. So don't even look, because guess what? It doesn't even matter if they choose to go be with somebody else and treat them better. Oh well, like, you know what I mean. I get it. It definitely hurts, but oh well, you know what I mean. So and just distracting yourself by not only a replacement, like Twin said, but you know, just finding other hobbies and stuff to do. You know what I mean? Find things to do. Leave the house. Go hang out with your friends. Don't sit around all day. You know what I mean? Journal about it if you want to, just to, you know, as a different way to express yourself. But definitely doing that. Reading positive things to uplift yourself. You know what I mean? Because I get it. A lot of people are depressed through breakups and stuff like that. But read some, you know, remind yourself of who you are. Because a lot of times we forget who we are when we break up. And that's why, again, it's important to have your shit in order. Your partner is just an addition to your life. But have your shit in order. That way, if you guys ever separate, you are not assed out. And I think that's where a lot of people get super depressed, because something else is being taken from them other than the relationship. Whether it's a house, car, money, you know what I mean? So be independent, have your stuff in order, love yourself, and you'll get through. And patience is definitely key.
Yeah. Speaking it into existence and understanding the power of your words. These words are very powerful, but just definitely, you'll get through it.
Yep. And so before our quote of the week, real quick, one thing I wanted to say. What was it, episode, when we talked about the Water Boys, episode 5, I think it was? 5, right? And we made a post on our Instagram, and we got some kickback on, well, I got some kickback on me saying the word thug, right? I think I said the Water Boys on the streets, they're thugs, right? And so I can understand how some people may have misunderstood what I said, first of all, because they only watched that clip and didn't watch the whole episode. But I just wanted to be clear that I was only referring to the actual thugs that are out there, right? A thug is someone that's a criminal. So I'm referring to the criminals, the guys, the boys that's out there already breaking into homes and cars and now trying to take over the corners and take over the job that the innocent boys were doing. Right. So I was speaking specifically on those boys. And if you see, like, these last week, celebrities have been posting about these boys. Yes. They are aggressive. They have guns and everything. You feel me? So it's serious. And if you're not in Atlanta, you probably had no idea how this is and how this works. And even if you are, there's some people who just aren't on that side of town. But don't judge it if you haven't experienced it, because I promise you, when you do experience it, you'll have a different outlook on it. But I just wanted to be clear on that. I was not referring to all the boys in the corner as thugs. I would never do that. I love our young men. But I was referring to the thugs that are actually out there trying to dominate the corners. They need to be gone so that the innocent good boys can do their job. So I just wanted to be clear on that. All right. Sometimes
that's the reality of doing podcasts and stuff and just being real. Like, you know, people just, unfortunately, you can't even always say what you want to say. You got to say it tactfully. Still say what you're saying, but say it tactfully, because people do get offended by just certain words and stuff like that. And
Right. It is what it is. We're ready for it. We understand. And especially when y'all only watching the clip and not the whole episode.
Especially if you didn't, and especially if you don't even know what we're really referring to.
Exactly.
So, because if you experienced it, trust me, you felt exactly where we're coming from. But of course, we wanted to.
And also, one last thing, they said, why don't you just give them money? I want to be clear. I give them boys money all the time. You can give them money and they still show out because the other 3 boys attack you. It just gets crazy. But we're not going to get into all that. I just wanted to touch on that. Before we close out on this episode. So, Twin, you want to go ahead and give them the quote of the week?
Yes, so the quote of the week is, a great relationship is about 2 things. First, appreciating the similarities, and second, respecting the differences.
Right. So, yes, you have to accept each other for who you are, and just respect the differences. Respect, the flaws, too, because the flaws are differences, and
imperfections.
Yeah, right. And just understanding that, you guys may have some similarities.
Right.
And you may have some differences, but to me, that's the beauty of a relationship. Who wants to date their identical twin?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who wants to be just like the person they're dating?
Right.
They can bring more to your life, have different ideals, a different outlook on things. Just be more open. You know what I mean? So, that author is unknown. Yes. Don't have an author for that. But that is pretty much it, y'all, for episode 7. Yep. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at TapInWithTheTwins. My page is sway_swizz. Twins is Queen Reese __. Yes. We're on all major platforms: Pandora, iHeart, Radio, Apple Podcasts, all of that. So again, thank you guys for your support, and we'll see y'all next week. Tapping out you. Chi.
Deuces.